Welcome back to Table Talk. In my closing of the Stonewood Bluff segment, I said Brian would be back next, but you got me again, Karen Wilson. And our next guest that we have today is Miss Mary Walker and Chris Terry from one of our favorite events, Back to the Strip. Welcome, guys.
How are you?
Glad to have you again. Glad
Thank you.
this event is continuing on, and it is such a fun thing that goes on. And I keep hearing year after year how many memories it brings back for everybody who grew up in McMinnville. So you guys are doing a great thing. So talk to us about how many years Back to the Strip's been going on. Mary, you want to start out with that one?
This is our 6th event. This will be our 6th year.
So every year probably it gets bigger and better and all kinds of, I guess every year you probably learn something new from it too.
Yes, it has definitely grown every year. We've not changed a whole lot this year. I think everything is on track to be a great year though.
Well, good. So Meals on Wheels, Chris, let's talk about that real quick. I know Meals on Wheels is the biggest benefactor of your fundraising efforts for Back to the Strip. Tell me a little bit how you got started with Meals on Wheels, why you chose them as your, the charity of choice.
Well, Fox News come up and done a special with Bill Zeckman, and I had to be watching the news, and they was doing it on Meals on Wheels. Mm-hmm. And Mary had called me and asked me about doing this Back to the Strip we didn't even have a name for it then. Mm-hmm. Well, if I do it for a charity, and I said, no, I'm not doing it for a charity. I said, everything in McMinnville is a charity. I said, but if we done it for anything, I do it for Meals on Wheels. So we called Meals on Wheels, asked them, and here we are 6 years later, and we've raised.
Yeah, how much have you raised for Meals on Wheels?
$115,957.
That is amazing. That is a lot of money for a small community.
Yes.
And for one event.
Especially starting out that, when we first started out, it was just, I made a post on Facebook that we was going to meet at Red Food Parking Lot, which Foodland Plus, Red Food if you're from the old days.
Yes.
And then we was going to go eat at Chicken Chef, and then we was going to ride the Strip. Well, that post just kept blowing up. It was me and Brad Bowden and a bunch of his friends was going to meet a bunch of old car guys and go ride around. Well, it kept blowing up to the point that that's where Mary come on board and wanted to do it for a charity. And we started out just going to get 50 sponsors for the back of the shirt. And we come back and we had 60 something. Each one of us had went out. So then we decided we was going to go to 100, and we had like 125 sponsors the first year. Mm-hmm. And we sold, how many t-shirts, Mary, did we sell the first year?
The first year was 1,065 t-shirts.
So, and since then, how many t-shirts are walking around Warren County and all areas?
Right at 8,000.
Wow. And the t-shirt is a big part of the fundraising efforts. A lot of that money, I guess, is where you get to contribute to Meals on Wheels.
It's what we offer one of the things we offer our sponsors is that you get your name on the back of the t-shirt. And then we give you a t-shirt or two depending on the level of sponsorship that you have. And we've got anything from a $50 to $1,000.
So show us the shirt. Is it basically kind of the
front.
same as what you have on there? Where can people purchase these at ahead of time so they'll be ready the night of the event? They can sport their shirt.
Monday through Friday you can buy them at my shop, which is Custom Vinyl Signs on Faulkner Springs Road. Saturdays we're set up at Foodland Plus, and we do also do cruise-ins. We have sold some at a cruise-in at the mall, and we're supposed to have a cruise-in at the VFW Saturday, April the 29th.
So this fundraising goes on basically almost all year long. We were talking before we started about how the minute it's over, you're starting all over again for the next year.
Yes, but very hard from January until May.
Right, right.
We work it very, very hard January to May, and then a little throughout the year.
And I guess, like, if someone's wanting to know about all these events that are coming up, leading up your cruise-ins and things like that, they could probably check out the Facebook page, Back to the Strip.
Facebook's about the best thing. That's the best thing going for advertising on anything. That's where we post 99% of our stuff at.
I know when I was searching out the event, I just typed in Back to the Strip and the page came up and everything I wanted to know about it was right there. So that's an excellent resource. Let's go back to Meals on Wheels. Let's talk about how much food has been donated. How many pounds over the years have you guys collected?
We've collected roughly about 22,000 pounds. We average someplace in the 5,000 pound range. This year, our goal is 10,000 pounds. I don't know if we'll hit our goal. I really wanted to get the schools and the other civic organizations involved with us to help us. If we got the schools on board and each child brought one can, imagine what that would do for our food drive. Anything that we give to Meals on Wheels that they don't use, they pass along to the food bank. So it's not just that our event feeds the elderly, it also feeds the needy in our community, and all of the proceeds stay right here in Warren County.
That's awesome, and I dare say that even school children have grandparents, great-grandparents that are utilizing Meals on Wheels. That is just such an awesome, I don't know how some people would make it without organizations like that bring in their meals to them.
And not only if you don't want to help it Back to the Strip as far as donating food or being a sponsor or buying a t-shirt, you can always go to Meals on Wheels and they'll let you go deliver meals any day of the week.
Yes, they have called us about that, and we're in talks ourselves about, as a company, trying to take on a delivery route, but they are always looking for people to make those deliveries.
If you want something to humble you, go do it. I went and done it one day, and it's a humbling experience. Some of them people, the only people they ever see is the person that brings them their food. So that's the person sometimes that also finds out that the person's sick or something's happened to them, you know. So they really look forward to seeing that one person.
That's an amazing impact you can have on someone's life. So where can people ahead of time drop off food? Say their church gets on board, or just as a family they want to make a donation. Where can they bring their donations to as far as the food goes?
Some of the food drop-offs we got here in town are at Billy's Restaurant, Lee Holland Insurance Company,
State Farm, Lee Holland State Farm.
Images Hair Salon. You can always go to Custom Vinyl Signs at 2329 Faulkner Springs Road, 8:30 to 4:30 any day.
And Meals on Wheels, anytime
They'll
that the
take it
kitchen's
there.
open, absolutely. I think they're there till 1:30 or 2 o'clock in the afternoons.
I know we collected food and that's what we did. We just took ours straight there, and they're so appreciative, and
Yes.
and usually always there cooking for the next,
Yes.
for that day or the next day. So tell us a little bit about what goes on at the fairgrounds the Saturday of the event. What all can people look forward to? Is it a car show type thing?
That's where we have our car show at. We moved it to the fairgrounds for more room. We just run out of room down here at Foodland. So we moved it out there, and it's $10 in advance to enter, or $15 the day of the event. And to win the car show, it's by people's choice. It's by how much money's donated. We put a jar on each car. That's how you get your car on the front of the t-shirt. Like this is first and
Oh,
second
so
and third.
that's really someone's
That's somebody's
vehicles.
vehicle.
Oh,
This is-
that's even cool.
Bill Brewer was our
Cool.
winner last year. And then this is Trey Petty from Smithville. And then this is Steve Breedlove from the Oasis.
Well, that's awesome.
So if you want to get your car on the front of the t-shirt, you can buy your way on the t-shirt, I guess is the best way to say it. You come to the car show, enter it, and drop however much money you think it's going to take to win. And then if you win, you get your
Have
car.
lots of friends come vote for you.
Yeah. And then another thing that we done this year was Aaron Rigsby and his family, they raise a ton of food for us. So we put his truck on the back of the shirt, and I think from now on, we're going to try to continue that if it works out well. They brought, 2,000 pounds last year? I mean, a bunch, 2 years in a row.
So when you say $10 to enter, 15 the day of the event, that's if you're entering a car, right?
Free
If
of
I
respect.
want to come out there and just check out all the vehicles, then
Completely free.
It's
free.
completely free, but we would like for people to bring food.
Okay.
You don't get nothing for free in life except for this. But if you come, just bring some food. Any food that they cannot use at Meals on Wheels, they donate to the food bank, so it still stays in Warren County.
Right.
So,
Okay, so that would be a great thing, like in lieu of an admission charge, if you could bring a can or several cans or whatever, that
Right.
would be awesome.
There's all kinds of festivities for the kids. We usually have a bouncy house. They do all kinds of medical screenings, things like that. Life Force is there, and everybody can kind of check out the helicopter up close and personal.
if you ain't never seen one of them helicopters land, pretty exciting, ain't it? It's supposed to come in about 12, is what they're telling
Okay,
us.
and what time does the event start at not at Foodland, sorry, at the fairgrounds?
10.
10, okay. And then, so it goes from 10 until what time?
4.
4-ish, okay. And then I know, here we're usually filming about 5 o'clock. You can tell people start leaving the fairgrounds, and actually as it starts getting dark, people kind of start riding. But there's also events that go on that night at Foodland Plus. Let's talk about that a little bit. So the party kind of moves from the fairgrounds to Foodland Plus.
Yes, we take to Foodland Plus. The front row is the top 20 in our car show, which is the top 20 money raisers. We also have 3 spots for the top 3 that brings the most canned food. So they'll be on the front row. We'll continue to sell t-shirts while supplies last, as well as sell canned foods. Last year, our mayor, Jimmy Haley, stood with a 10-pound can of food in his hand all night long. Sold canned goods for us on the side of the strip for hours and hours and hours. I don't know how he did it.
Can't
Remarkable.
beat that. He's
You
got
cannot.
more energy than probably all 3 of us put together.
Remarkable.
That is awesome. So if you want to enter your car in the car show, of course you could always probably bring it that day, but if they want to do that ahead of time, save a little money, what would they do?
They could come to Custom Vinyl Signs or to Foodland Plus on Saturday.
Okay, okay. And we talked about a Facebook page. Basically, just type in Back to the Strip, and that's kind of where you get your information at.
Yes.
I don't think we've talked about the date of the event. We would probably need to do that.
Yes.
May 6th.
May 6th.
It's always the first Saturday in May, no matter what day that falls on.
Okay, May 6th. Now, I know one year was a little rainy that day, and
Hush.
it was, okay, we won't talk about
We don't
that.
talk about that no
Okay,
more?
we don't want to put any bad juju on it or anything like that. So we're just going to say it's May 6th, and
May
it's going to
6th.
be a beautiful day. Everybody
And
can.
if it rains it out, it's her fault.
Well, I will say that we're also planning on filming that. It will be on local Channel 6, and so for those of you who cannot get out to actually attend the event, feel free to tune into Channel 6. We'll probably start around 6 o'clock that night and film till about 9 o'clock. It's always a lot of fun. I think that's it for our time today. Thank you, Mary and Chris, for coming today. We just are so happy that you guys continue this great event every year, and I know it's a huge undertaking, and we appreciate that. That's it for Table Talk today. We hope you will come back next week. On behalf of Brian and myself, thank you for joining us this week, and we'll see you again next week. Thank you.